Welcome back, everyone. I'm Cheryl Lazar. We are What's Trending from South by Southwest at the Samsung Blogger Lounge. We've had everyone here. Forrest Whitaker, Paul Davison from the Hot App Highlight, and right now I'm so happy to announce Brian Solis here today, joining our live stream. How are you, Brian?
Well, I'm very honored to be next to you.
Thank you very much. And once again, I want to remind everyone watching today that, you know, we're here because of Samsung. They're supporting us being here. And I want you to experience a closed beta version. This is, you know, not a lot of people know about this, of the U.S. Olympic Genome Community. This is actually super cool. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/Samsung Genome Project. Facebook.com/Samsung Genome Project to check this out, see what Olympians you're connected to, and follow their journey online. So go do it. But in the meantime, let's talk to Brian Solis here. You've been busy promoting your new book, End of Business as Usual. What does it mean?
Well, it means that for anybody who covers the technology space or anybody who covers the business sector,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of rapid evolution, right? But I think what ends up happening is that we're getting really blinded by the technology. You know, for example, 3 weeks ago, who was talking about Highlight? Nobody, right? But here at South by Southwest, it's blowing up all over the place.
Well, you have a few influencers like Robert Scoble and
Sure.
Mike Larrington talk about it, and then everyone's talking about it.
And that's the same cycle we keep getting caught up in, is that we get caught up in the technology, but not the impact it's having on behavior or how people are making decisions. And ultimately, once you can study that, you can then reverse engineer how technology can better build bridges between you and people. And so that's what the book is about.
Wow. And so how do you think, I guess, Facebook and Twitter are doing that? And the social networks and the upcoming ones that we're using today?
Well, you know, I lovingly refer to it as the ego system because
it is. It is a bit of an ego machine.
At 1 billion users by the fall, which is what I think is estimated for Facebook, I mean, we're talking about something substantial, right? It has a cultural impact. And as people connect, they start to share more about themselves online than they've ever done, and they start to become comfortable with it. And as they connect, they start to connect with people that they don't even know, and it starts to build up their relationship network in ways that, as a society, we just haven't really been groomed to learn, right? And our parents didn't teach us how to use Facebook. We didn't learn about it in school. So we're learning as a society to connect and share more of ourselves more and more and more, right?
Is that a good or bad thing?
I think it's a good thing, but we're learning how to make it good. Right now it's a lot of noise. But the psychological thing that ends up happening is that people, it's like the difference between Web 1.0 and the social web is that you got used to going to URLs to get information, right? Now you expect information to come to you, and there's that saying, news no longer breaks, it tweets. And so the ecosystem literally makes the world revolve around themselves. So businesses, governments, organizations over the years are going to have to come to people where their attention is, not expect people to come to them.
And what advice do you give those big companies that you might advise on how to make big impact in the social space and get heard?
Well, the first advice is stop what you're doing. You're running on Facebook, you're running on Twitter, you're trying to create viral videos that don't go viral. What are you trying to do? Why is it important? You know, what are you trying to accomplish, and how are you going to measure success? What does success look like? And then the other thing is, what do customers want? What do people want? You know, do they expect service? Do they expect innovation? Do they expect marketing? Probably not so much marketing, but what we end up learning is, I joke and I say, you know, hey, what's your 2012 email strategy? And people look at me like...
And that's good. We're going to look at social media like in 5 years.
Because it's a channel to reach people to do something better, right? And it's an opportunity to build better experiences, build better relationships. And so that's how I want businesses to think about social media. How are you going to use that to do something better?
What are the big 2012 tech trends that you are seeing?
Wow. Okay. Well, the big one for the world that I track is how businesses are going to view the customer, and how they're going to use technology to improve the relationship between the customer and the business. Right now, if you think about it, we're talking about Highlight and geolocation, friend spotting applications that are so crazy cool, and yet we're looking at companies who still have 30-year-old marketing systems that they're trying to bolt on to, right? And so that's part of it. Figuring out how to get a better holistic view of your customer and the experience you want to create. The other part is actually having an idea of how to do that from within the organization. So the technology is actually going to have a really profound impact on business, and that's going to be to change the culture of the company to be more customer-centric.
Now, you're doing a lot here at South by. You're here at TechSet. It's here as part of the Samsung Blogger Lounge. You also are interviewing Billy Corgan, which is super cool. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, me too. Well, we're going to talk about the end of the music business, as usual. And he has some very interesting perspectives. We're not going to talk about, you know, the death of the album or or the 99-cent, era of artistry. What we are going to talk about, though, is the role that the fans play in the direction of all of this. And actually, what I think we're really going to be coming down to is the ecosystem plays a bigger role in how the music business is going to unfold, and we have a say in what direction that is. We just have to realize that all of these things that we're doing, all these connections, all of the things that we share and say and create can actually have an impact if we focus it on a particular direction.
Isn't it about what's free and what's not free and what's available?
Well, yeah. What I don't want it to become is a debate over, whether Spotify is the future of music.
Yeah.
But what I want it to become is, if you're an artist, what are you trying to do? Are you here to write some songs? Are you here to create an experience?
Yeah.
Are you here to get people bought into your world? Or are you just trying to get into the machine? Right, and because the machine is changing, right? The cogs in the wheel are changing how they consume music, and we saw what happened with Blockbuster. You start to change how you consume video, you take down industries, right? And you give rise to new ones. But we also have to know as consumers what it is we want and what it is we appreciate, because what artists used to know and do, they're still kind of holding on to that. It's not the same at all, right?
All right. Well, that's awesome. So what tips can you give people who are out South by Southwest? They want to navigate the madness. And how would you describe the energy for people who aren't here?
Ooh, how do you describe the energy? Well, it's alive, right? This is the 5th or 6th year we've done this Blogger Lounge. And we do it because of just the vibrancy that's here. We call it the tech set because it's about a celebration of all of us and the role that we have in sort of the evolution of technology and its impact on culture. So if you're here at South by Southwest, come to the Blogger Lounge because this is your hub. Everybody who you've wanted to meet or who wants to meet you is here.
Yeah.
And it's a great place to see what other people are doing or what they find fascinating. And even if you miss some panels, you're going to have conversations here that are so enriching.
There's a lot going on. And of course, because we're here too, doing this live stream, a ton of interviews. Thank you so much, Brian Solis, for being here. Follow him on Twitter at Brian Solis. Check out his book, The End of Business as Usual. It is a great and insightful book, so go check it out. And keep it right here, youtube.com/what's trending. Tweet us at what's trending. Hashtag Samsung South by Southwest. We'll be answering all your questions and comments to your favorite influencers and stars right here. We'll see you back in a few minutes. We'll be with Wheezy Waiter, the YouTube star. See you soon.